Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome to my presentation. I would like to tell about myself. I am MD Zafran Hassan Bhuyan. The aim of the presentation is assess vegetables price and quantity of the demand after COVID-19 impact on food industry in United States. Moving on the next slide. Role of the team members. I am MD Zafran Hassan Bhuya and playing the role CEO, MD Russell Mia, CFO, and the Mohd Arbor Sheikh is COO, and Virginia is the PMO. Unfortunately, Mohd Arbor Sheikh and Virginia didn't present the today's presentation, and now me and Russell Mia presenting the whole presentation. And moving on the next slide, introduction. The COVID-19 pandemic has significantly impacted the food industry in the United States, leading to the disruption in the supply chain and changes in the consumer demand. Discuss on accessing the impact of the COVID-19 on the vegetables industry in the United States. Analyze the trends in the vegetable supply and demand, examining the factors that have contributed to these changes, provide insights into the current state of the vegetables industry in the United States, and help stakeholders understand the impact of the COVID-19 on this crucial sector, enable policymakers and industry leaders to make informed decisions that will help the industry recover from the pandemic's economic impact. And moving on the next slide, economics. Demand. Increase in the demand and the change in the demand patterns increase the demands for frozen vegetables and supplies, distribution in the supply chains, shortage of the labors, and increase the cost of the labor. And impact of the US economy. And here we can see the COVID-19 weekly death by the region March to August 2020, and we can see the southeast, and southeast is 14.99, and is almost far from there, one of the highest amount of the death in the southeast, and the far west is the second, and the southeast is the 12 point something, and the plain is almost 12, and the midest is the 10.5, and the Great Lake is at 4.5, and the Rocky Mountain is 8.5. This is the weekly death and in thousands, and then the New York and the New Jersey is almost 6.5. And that's all my about my part, and next part will continue Mr. Russell Mia.
Thank you, Mr. Jafran Bhuyan. Hello, Professor. I am Mohammad Russell Mia. I am playing the role of the CFO in this project. Next slide is industry disruptions in the food supply chain, change in consumer behavior, and a shift towards online shoppings. Next slide. There's some impact in the COVID-19. So I want to explain that panic buying and hoarding led to a surge in demand and canned and frozen vegetables. The supply chain disruptions, the decreased availability of fresh produce. Consumers may also be affected by the increased price of vegetables, price fluctuations, and changes in demand for various vegetables. Next slide. Impact on supply chain by diagram there. So we can see this on the vegetable and the grower. There the impact on the bakery for 40%, and the retailer is 35%, and consumer effect on the 25% in total in 100% over there. Next slide. Overall US market impact. Change in consumer behavior, restaurants closures, trade policies, government support, and future outlook. All of these, the impact for the COVID-19 on the market and the consumer behavior change, and for the restaurant closures, that's why the impact on the market, and some changing the trade policy, that's why all of the impact of that in the USA. So right now the next slide, and this is the last slide. The conclusion: the COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on the vegetable industry in the United States. resulting in changes in both the supply and demand of various vegetables. Supply chain disruptions, increased production costs, and shifts in consumer preference have all played a role in these changes. The industry has demonstrated resilience and adaptations in response to these challenges. Understanding the impact of COVID-19 on the vegetable industry is crucial for policy markets and industry leaders to make informed decisions that support the sector's recovery and ensure the continued availability of fresh and healthy vegetables for consumers. So here the next slide I mentions some the reference is over there in the whole project. So thank you all of we are members and four people are participant over there. But today the Jeffran said that already we are attend 2 persons in the presentations today. Thank you, Jeffran, and thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor, and thank you, everyone. And thank you, Mr. Russell.
Indeed. Thank you. You're welcome.